Welcome to Survival Theory. I'm reviewing the Wolfwise 2-man lightweight backpacking tent. Let's get into it. Now I did paint mine because it was neon green and I want to use it for stealth camping and dispersed camping, so it needs to be a little bit more subdued for my taste. It is 2-man. It's very tight for 2 people. You can have 2 people but no gear, or 1 person with plenty of room for you and your gear. Of course, it is lightweight, so it is compact, small. As far as its durability, I'll go over that later in the video because I have some issues with that. It does have a door on this side, a door on the other side. It's all mesh, so without this cover, great view of the stars. The pole system is good. It's all one unit, collapsible. Ties down very well. It survived the thunderstorm. Rainproof wise, it survived the thunderstorm, not a drop inside there. It's got a mesh you can hang up in the center, you know, to put a flashlight, your wallet, or your cell phone, any kind of gadgets up there at night, your pistol. Now I will say that on Amazon, when I purchased this, it supposedly had a USB LED device in there to light up your tent. You know, just hook up your little battery to it and it lights up your tent. And I believe it was part of the mesh pocket that you hang at the top. However, I did not get that with this. There's no LED anything with mine, even though apparently that's what I paid for. So I'll roll through some footage that I've shot over the past few weeks. And then I'll get into some problems I have. Roll the footage. So I set the tent up in my yard in anticipation of a major thunderstorm, which did occur. And I went all out on securing it down. Used all those tie downs. I don't see any rips. None of the stakes came loose. The strings are even somewhat tight still. Alright, let's take a look inside. It's actually been set up for 3 or 4 days, so let's take a look inside. Other than the splash I just made getting in, I don't see any water in here at all. No drops, nothing. Dry as a bone. The top's dry. Lots of bugs in here, but none inside the netting. They're all outside of the netting. I guess they use this as shelter. Alright, so I'm out here on an old slab. I'm going to show you how the tent sets up. And since I gave it that thunderstorm test, I took some RIT fabric dye, dark green, and I dyed the bag and also the tarp cover, so it's not so neon green, and it's definitely darker than it was. So let's get this set up. Comes with 1 pole that extends out. It's all attached as 1 unit. Here's the tent. It comes with these stakes. These are pretty lightweight, pretty decent, with the little pull string on them. You can see the neon green it was originally compared to how I darkened it up with the dye. And it does come with 2 big pretty pieces of cord. And here's the tarp. That turned out considerably darker. It's not so neon now. Alright, we'll set this in. It's got holes there. Got a hole there. Not much to it. And that's all you do for the pole. Just slip it in the four corners, and these reach right up. Hook on. Easy peasy, no big deal. Alright, so you can see how this hooks in there. It just slides right in there, and you can put a stake through this string if need be, or also through the front part of this. This will separate, and just clips on in 8 locations. This top part goes right through there as well. Well, since I am going to spray paint it, I'll put the tarp on. Tarp just slips on, and then you can tighten it up. Pretty simple. And it looks like I'll have to move it to the grass and stake it down because I want these flaps pulled out when I spray paint it. Alright, now I've got here some Tulip Color Shot Instant Fabric Color. It's a spray paint. It's outdoor. It's supposed to increase the level of water protection. It's permanent. It's made for the outdoors, so I don't know how long this will last, so I'm going to use it sparing at first. You want to cover those reflective surfaces. So that's it. Kind of got myself in trouble because one can's not enough. So I finished the painting. Not too shabby. Painted the cover there. And luckily Michael's has this paint on sale. Well, not even on sale, it's on clearance. Otherwise it wouldn't be worth the expense in painting this. But it was neon green. Now it's much more subdued. I'll take it out in the woods and see how it blends. And I'll show you some problems I've had with it so far. Alright, we're back. So, let me show you some of the problems I've had with it. One is with the tarp cover where it meets right here. I'll zoom in and show you. Okay, so there's a hole right here already. And that's where this pole comes and hits this corner. It's worn a hole in there, and it's about to wear a hole right there. Because this material is lightweight and not very durable. And the problem is the way they design this, the way it hooks on, you've got a sharp edge on this pole here. So unless you put a piece of leather over it or something like that, it's going to punch a hole in it. There's no pocket for the pole to sit in. It's supposed to just jam up there, but of course it's going to rub a hole right there. So it's got problems already with the pole puncturing through the tarp. Now the doors have 2 pieces of Velcro. Look at that, you can get a taste of the neon that was on there before. And the zipper, it's a pretty flimsy zipper, so you just have to keep that in mind. This is no YKK. As long as you're careful with it, you should be all right. And where the poles connect right here, at this connector, I can see the stress it's putting on the material when you pull this taut to put the fly cover on it. And that could potentially wear through just like it did over there. So there's another weakness. Another problem potentially, the floor of this is not very strong. I have a Coleman tent that I've had for 20-something years. Of course, it's not lightweight, but I have gone backpacking with it, and it has a very, very tough floor. It's basically a heavy-duty tarp. This, however, is the same material as the rest of it, so it can get poked easily or torn easily. So you're going to want to check your surface underneath it and then use a tarp or some kind of material to make sure nothing sharp is puncturing this. I would not crawl in this right now over this grass. There could be stickers and sticks. So I would want to check the ground first and put something under the tent to protect the floor. Now, with lightweight means less durability, and that's just the way it is. It is lightweight though, but on the durability, so-so. You know, it's got the problems I pointed out, but it did withstand a thunderstorm just fine. So good for weekend trips, car camping, you know, a weekend hike, something like that, especially if the weather's going to be fair and you don't need to use this tarp. Great view of the stars. But for long term, no. For your bug out bag, probably not. You're going to need something more durable. So would I recommend this? Yes and no. Again, it just depends on the use. I've already got this. It is lightweight, and I'm going to modify it a little more, do the modifications to the poles so they don't puncture through the roof. I'm going to patch that roof up, fortify it and waterproof it, and I'm going to continue to use it. I mean, I went through all the trouble of painting it. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to contact Amazon and or Wolfwise about the missing LED light system and also about the tear in the tarp. So keep your eye on the description box below. It'll probably change over time as I receive information from them. And I will also put a link to the Amazon page where I found this. It's about $100 or so, US dollars. And just remember, you can set up a tent or tarp or use your gear in your backyard. It's totally different when you take it out camping, set it up for a few days, use it in a thunderstorm. And this is a prime example. So get out there and use your gear and enjoy it. Thanks for watching Survival Theory. Please share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.